Warriors just minutes away from touching down in Washington for their first road trip of the season. And when the Warriors kick off this weekend against Washington State, they'll be debuting two new starters on defense. Jake Ewan is moving from middle linebacker to defensive end this weekend. He'll be starting opposite of Liko Satele on the defensive line. Coach Mack says he likes Ewan's aggressiveness and says his speed as a stand-up pass rusher will increase Hawaii's ability to disrupt Wazoo's quarterback.
I'm actually kind of excited. You know, Coach Mack was telling us it's going to be a fist fight. You know, I like that. So I'm excited to get in there and kind of knock around the Farm Boys a little bit. You know, get you 5 yards closer to the quarterback. So a little less running you got to do to get in there and knock somebody around.
And he's a hard-nosed, tough, 100% guy. Weighs about 250. And then obviously we're a little undermanned because of John's injury. We have Mike Miracle and Bo Montgomery. So we're taking them on the trip.
Meanwhile, RJ Kiso Kauhane will be filling the middle linebacker spot. Kauhane racked up 10 tackles against Central Arkansas last week and says he looks forward to the challenge of making the on-field defensive calls.
RJ is really playing good, so we're trying to get our best players on the field. When we're in regular, in 4-down linemen, 3 linebackers, right now the guys that are playing, the 3 best players, we have guys to back them up, but RJ's playing the middle, and then Blaze and Corey are playing the outsides.
UH and Washington State kick things off this Saturday at 1 p.m. Hawaii time. Keep in mind, this is a 2-week trip. Hawaii stays on the mainland next week for a game at UNLV.
Game 1 under the belt. You watch the game film. Where do you start getting better?
Really everywhere. We have some things that, that I miss personally. So, a lot of things that, we just got to keep working, getting better. Obviously communication between me and the receivers, making sure we're seeing things on the same page, and just keep working, because we're getting biggest improvement is usually from game 1 to game 2, so we just got to keep working to get better.
How's it going, everybody? 1-0 Warrior football team hit the road today. Saturday, UH will hook up with Washington State in Seattle. Now, before leaving, Hawaii quarterback Greg Alexander explained that he was not happy with his performance in the Warriors' season-opening victory over Central Arkansas. Admittedly, Alexander was sloppy in the first half against the Bears, but by the end of the game, number 12 racked up 304 yards passing and 3 touchdowns. Warrior senior also rushed 16 times for a team-leading 76 yards. His 380 yards of total offense ranks Alexander 5th in the country. But quick-to-run decisions have UH coaches concerned.
It wasn't part of the plan. Like I said, I missed a couple things I think caused me to run a little bit more than I'd like to. We had good protection, so that was one of the things we looked at on film, and so we're just really focusing on getting the ball out of our hands and letting other guys run with it.
Alexander turned the ball over 3 times in the first half last weekend. Big man says that can't happen against the Cougs. And regarding quarterbacks coach Nick Rolovich, now calling plays instead of offensive coordinator Ron Lee, Alexander says doesn't matter.
Whatever they give me, we're running, and that's how that's as far as my part goes in it. And whoever's calling plays is going to call them, and we just got to execute.
Warriors are listed as 2-point favorites. Head coach Greg McMackin announced today that former linebacker Jake Ewan will start at left side defensive end. Kickoff in Seattle set for Saturday, 1 in the afternoon Hawaii time. Former Warrior quarterback Colt Brennan, placed on injured reserve by the Washington Redskins this past weekend with hamstring and hip problems, is currently preparing for an expected hip surgery and 4 to 6 months of rehab. Although frustrated that he will not suit up in 2009, 2007 Heisman Trophy finalist plans to make the most of his time off the field.
I got a great opportunity right now to take advantage of some things as far as learning the playbook and getting stronger and getting healthier and kind of setting that tone, that bar for next year when I come in. In this league, when you get that opportunity, it comes and goes. Either you make it or you don't. And so I want to be ready for that opportunity.
NFL regular season kicks off tomorrow when fellow former Warrior rookie Ryan Mouton and his Titans face off with the defending Super Bowl champion Steelers. Mouton, who's fully healed from a high ankle sprain, is listed as both the starting kick and punt return.
Everybody, let's talk sports. Hope you soaked in this past weekend's win for the UH Warrior football team, because Hawaii fans won't be seeing the fellas for a while. UH set out today on a stretch of 3 straight road games, starting with an 11-day swing through Seattle and Vegas to take on Washington State and UNLV.
It gives us a chance to get to Seattle, where we have a lot of fans. I know a lot of our fans are going to Seattle and Las Vegas. It's a good combination. Number one, it's a business trip. Our goal is to beat Washington State. That's the only thing we're focused on now. and then we have arrangements to to go to Las Vegas and get ready for that ball game. So we've worked hard at getting the next 3 weeks practice plans, game plans, everything in order, so we're not having to do it on the road.
The only thing we have to focus on now is football, and so we're getting almost 3 or 4 weeks of just straight football on the road. Don't got to worry about too much else, and so that's exciting. It's going to be like another camp for us. It's going to be good to hang with the guys for 3 weeks, and should be a lot of fun.
Warriors are about the 2-point favorite heading into Seattle. Washington State lost its opener against Stanford. Kickoff Saturday is set for 1 p.m. Hawaii time. Former UH Warrior quarterback Colt Brennan will undergo surgery to repair a torn labrum in his left hip and will thus miss the entire season, his would-be sophomore campaign for the Washington Redskins. He was placed on injured reserve over the weekend. Last year, heading into rookie camp, Colt had surgery to fix his right hip. Good news is he's still with the team, still getting paid his roughly $400,000 salary. So in that sense, it's still hip, hip, hooray for Brennan.
I got a great opportunity right now to take advantage of some things as far as learning the playbook and getting stronger and getting healthier and, kind of setting that tone, that bar for next year when I come in. So, I can see that as a positive. I can easily turn this into a positive.
Look at Coach Brennan's reaction like, oh, thank you.
They made the decision, but, they talked to me about it. And what I realized and what my agent said, which, made a lot of sense, is what would be frustrating for you is, let's say disaster struck and it came an opportunity where you were called on. It would suck for you if your one opportunity, you weren't 100%, you weren't healthy, and you had to sit with that in the back of your mind. And when he said it like that, I kind of realized, maybe just get this thing taken care of, because in this league, when you get that opportunity, it comes and goes. Either you make it or you don't.
It'll be the second straight season that Brennan will get 0 regular season run for the team that drafted him in the 6th round 2 years ago. And reason to keep an eye out for another former Warrior. Titans rookie cornerback Ryan Mouton has been listed as the primary return man on kickoffs and punts heading into the regular season. He's also listed as number 2 on the depth chart at the left corner spot and will be in on nickel formations. Tennessee opens the year tomorrow in Pittsburgh.
His code name is Blueprint, yet Warrior receiver Rodney Bradley doesn't know where quarterback coach Nick Rolovich got it from or why he gave that name to him. However, Bradley, a junior college transfer, does know he couldn't have asked for a better debut in the Division I ranks. Rodney Bradley may not have registered the biggest numbers in the Warriors' 2009 season opener.
Rodney Bradley! That was a fantastic pass!
But his game-winning catch with 88 seconds left in the game made him a household name in the islands.
It was pretty big. I don't even know how to explain it. Greg put the ball in a perfect spot. I was able to make the play on it. Yeah, it was pretty big. Then I got all the calls and texts after the game.
A native of Texas, Bradley is used to doing things big. But living in an island state 25 times smaller than the Lone Star State has its own perks.
Here is always nice, beautiful ladies, beautiful area, so that's a plus. It is a long way from home, though. When I got here, I had problems with being homesick, but, as the season went on, it started to wash away a little bit.
Besides Aloha Stadium, Bradley is also hoping to get around and see places like Pearl Harbor. He's also looking to experience another popular island activity, and it's definitely not surfing.
I want to go parasailing one time, at least once. I don't want to do surfing. I don't know, I'm scared of that. I just don't want to be in the water because I don't really know what's down there. I don't want to be surfing and wave come wash me down and then I'm out there with the sharks or something. I'm scared of that.
But as long as he's not scared of making more big plays, I'm sure nobody will mind. Now, interestingly, Bradley arrived in the islands from Navarro Junior College in Texas, where he was teammates with Warrior defensive back Tank Hopkins. And next week, we turn the spotlight to the golf course and feature UH golfer and reigning Manoa Cup champion, TJ Kua. Speaking of the Warriors, after their opening day win, quarterback coach Nick Rolovich will now call the offensive plays from the sidelines, while offensive line coach Gordy Shaw will assist in the running situations. It's an idea offensive coordinator Ron Lee offered up after the coaches watched tape of their latest game.
He felt that, he wasn't able to watch the receivers, so his adjustments were after the game instead of during the game. And it's really his decision, and I think it'll make us better, on the offensive side of the ball.
Ron's still the leader, still the guy who's really got the eyes in the sky and what he's seeing, and it's not like he's going to be on mute up there. He's going to have a lot to say and a lot of input, and he makes the final call.
Now the coaches will begin their new duties on Saturday when Hawaii travels to Seattle to take on Washington State.